Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB Performance. Barcelona megastar and arguable GOAT Lionel Messi has been on the mend since August 5th when he picked up a grade 1 right calf strain during training. A grade 1 calf strain, which ranges from micro tears in the muscle to 25% tearing of muscle fibers, typically has a return timetable of under 2 weeks, and yet Messi has missed over a month now, including Barcelona's first 3 games. So what's the holdup? In this video, I'll get into key factors and confounding variables that may help explain Lionel's extended absence. The first thing to consider is the specific location of the tear. A tear in the belly of the calf, which most commonly occurs in the medial inner gastrocnemius muscle, rather than the lateral outer gastroc, or the flatter, wider soleus calf muscle that lies underneath them, heals quicker than a tear at the junction between the calf muscles and a tendon, called a musculotendinous unit, most commonly the junction between the calves and the Achilles. The musculotendinous unit takes on more stress during movement because it's the transitional point between muscle and tendon, and therefore takes longer to heal and rehab appropriately. The calves take on considerable and repetitive stress during key football movements and therefore need to be rehabbed very carefully and methodically. One example is jumping, where the calves along with the Achilles are responsible for shortening known as concentric contraction to generate a high level of force to plantar flex the ankle and push off the forefoot. Another example is running, in which the calves lengthen while contracting, known as eccentric contraction, to control the tibia shin bone as it translates forwards during what's known as the quote stance phase of running. This eccentric contraction puts more stress on the calf than a concentric contraction. There are also key movements that simultaneously place a double stress on the calf. One example is first step acceleration, in which the calves on the back foot first lengthen while contracting to control the heel coming to the ground. During this phase, the calves store energy like a spring being stretched out. This is followed by the push-off phase, in which the calves shorten to push off the ball of the foot and create that acceleration force. During this phase, the calves quote passively recoil as they release the energy that was stored up during the first phase. Another example of a double stress on the calves is during a kicking motion. The calf eccentrically contracts to control the tibia, while also concentrically contracting to plantar flex the ankle and point the foot downward. Further, the calves are also involved with knee function because the gastrocs cross the knee joint, which means they play a role in flexing, bending the knee, and help stabilize the knee joint. The latter is especially important for Messi, who plays with such incredible agility and change of direction. These high demands on the calf may help further explain why Messi and Barcelona are taking a conservative approach with the injury. Lionel is obviously a key player for the Barcelona side, and he's a megastar who defenses game plan for and key on, often to the point of questionable tactics. Playing with that level of pressure on your shoulders along with the opposition keying on you naturally requires Messi to play on average at a higher intensity level than most other players and leads to more fatigue, each of which are associated with higher risk for muscular injuries. Further, the reality is that Messi will be at higher risk for calf re-injury in the short term because the research strongly shows that previous calf strain is the highest indicator for future calf strain. For Barcelona as a team, they're really early on in a season with high aspirations, as always, for multiple trophies, and they fully expect to be playing in May for the Champions League crown. Even though the team has started poorly for their standards and has multiple injuries along their strike force, it behooves them to be prudent with Messi's rehab to make sure he's 100% physically and mentally fit before bringing him back, and make sure they do everything they can to reduce his re-injury risk moving forward, which includes targeted strengthening for the calf complex. Once Messi does return and other key players also return from injury, the team can really begin to ramp up. For all these reasons, it certainly makes sense Messi's return timeline falls far past the average return for a grade 1 calf strain. It seems that Barcelona and Messi are taking a methodical, sensible, and sensitive approach to his calf rehab. The target date for his return now seems to be after the international break on September 14th versus Valencia, which would be nearly 6 weeks post-injury, and hopefully he's off and running without a hitch and back to the absurd player who's impossible to describe with mere words. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, evidence-based, narrative-free analysis. You can always find me on IG and Twitter at 3CB Performance. Make sure to sub to the channel for the latest updates. 3CB out.